Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. As you can see back there, some of those seeds are starting to sprout, and we're starting to get things like, I believe that's zucchini, cucumber, and okra. That's what those three items are back there, and we'll be planting some more stuff. Now, I spoke with my gardener today when he was in this morning, and I asked him to put a couple pieces of bamboo up here. We're going to put a piece of bamboo here, one on the end, and probably eventually one down here. And we're going to make this sort of like a vining trellis area, so that those things like the cucumbers, the zucchini, squash, anything that vines can vine up on that, and they stay off the soil and help with some of the insect problems that we have, especially the ants. I don't think there's anything you can do about the ants around here. Well, anyway, today is probably going to be, I'm hoping it's going to be an interesting episode. Today we have our Ironworks people coming over. I have something that you are probably going to really enjoy, especially if you're from North America and you want to bring some of the culture of your yard from what you have in the US over to the Philippines over here. I don't think it's a big fad over here. I don't even know if they do it over here. I don't know. We'll find out a little bit later on. We'll ask that question. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, several of you guys have asked about this papaya. This is the one that we transplanted from back behind the Bahay Kubo, and they want to know, has it survived? Well, you can see it survived, and it's slow. It takes a while, especially if you take a lot of the soil away from the roots when you do a transplant. Normally, you keep the root ball of soil around the roots, and you have a better chance of survival for your transplant. But this one right here, we pretty much took all the soil away when we were trying to pull it out from this area over here, and we lost all the beautiful leaves that it had on here. But you can see it's thriving. Papaya is extremely robust, and you can see the plants up here, the green from the leaves, they're starting to come in. The fruit is still valid on the bottom down here. It hasn't dropped off, and I think we're going to recover this red lady papaya fine. Now, I got a couple more red lady papayas inside the raised bed garden I have to work with. Something I have to work with today in the raised bed garden is we got a really bad ant problem. I worked with a little bit yesterday, and I'm trying to do it organically or as green and non-pesticide as possible. So what I did yesterday, here, I'll show you the one I have to work on today. Now, we had a problem over here behind this double papaya set right here, and I worked on that yesterday, and I tried to use the natural solution with that combination of the canola oil and the detergent, the dishwashing detergent, with some water. It's like a tablespoon of dishwashing detergent, a tablespoon of canola oil, and then so many ounces of, not very much, maybe a pint or so, of water. You mix it all up together, and what that does, that goes over and embeds inside that mound, gets on the skeleton of the ants, and it pretty much smothers them down there, and it takes care of the entire ant bed without using any of the harmful pesticides that a lot of people use. So we're trying to be eco-friendly here and do that as well. I've got a couple more I have to do today, so I'll mix up some more of that solution. Now, today's episode is mainly focusing on something we're going to do for backyard beautification to our eyes. It's an aesthetic upgrade that we're doing here in the backyard. Now, that's why we have our Ironworks folks coming in. What I did when I was in the US, I looked in our yard. We have this really neat bird feeder in our backyard. It looks like a shepherd's pole. And shepherd's pole, what I mean is there's a pole in the center, and at the top there's like there's a couple of little hooks. I don't know, some type of critters. I think that was a spider on my coffee cup. And it has you can either have a hook on both sides or four hooks. Four hooks like all the way around. So basically like a T on the top. And that gives you the opportunity to put something on there like a birdhouse or a bird feeder or a bird waterer. Or if you have squirrels and you like to feed squirrels in the US or in North America, places that have other type of climbing critters, you can put things like corncob poles or feeders as well. But we don't have anything like that here. What we have here is a lot of ants and spiders. But we also have some beautiful birds around here, so we want to attract some of the birds. Most of the time the birds kind of hang on the roof of the house up here. And that's okay, because we have where the secret gutter is, we have the mesh inside there, the screening, to try to get them from doing bird nests and clogging up any of our downspouts that go for the drainage from the roof. But what I would like to do, I would like to be able to see and hear the birds in the yard. So what we have, and you'll see when our Ironworks folks come, I gave them a design very similar to the design of the pole that we have back in the US. And I'm curious to see what they came up with. Our Ironworks folks, they are extremely good. Remember, they're the ones who did all the fencing, all the stair ironworks inside the house, and some of the window and doors ironworks that we have inside there. So I gave them this project, and we're going to see how it came out today. Now, what I'm planning on doing, not only am I planning on putting a bird feeder, a bird waterer, and maybe a birdhouse. It has 4 options to put 4 different things on there. But I'm also planning on putting this chimes, these wind chimes out there. And these are special wind chimes. These are tuned at a certain frequency. And I forgot what the frequency was. Basically, the harmonics are in a certain key, and you can hear the key. But not all wind chimes are alike. You can get them in different keys. Now, my recommendation, if you're putting wind chimes in your backyard, if you want to hear the sound of the wind chimes, it's very soothing. What you do is when you go into the store and you're looking at wind chimes, play around with them, listen to the tones that they have, because they're tuned. Each one are tuned. And the bigger the chimes, the lower it sounds like a lower octave that you'll get on some of those chimes, and it's very soothing. It's what you would hear if you went into like a Japanese botanical gardens. They'll have that, or they'll have bamboo, or a combination of the two in the background. So this is just sitting here temporarily. After it came in the Balikbayan shipment, I just put it back here by the Bahay Kubo. And then this will go on one of the branches, one of the shepherd's hooks on our bird pole that we're going to put out in the backyard. We don't really get a lot of wind, right? We get a lot of wind, but for some reason here it's sheltered and we don't hear it very much here. I want to have a little bit more present of that wonderful wind chime sound. So when those guys come, we will take a look and see what they're bringing. And what we'll do is we'll do the installation inside the ground. I'll show you what we came up with. It's a different type of installation method than what I use on my shepherd's pole in the US. And then we'll see how it goes. All right, well, I just heard our Ironworks folks drive up around the corner. So let's see what they have in the back of their truck. Oh, looky here.
You're a bird.
Look at the bird. Oh, maganda. So what I was in the process of doing, I was going to put it back in this area, but Ness says she wants it on the Kubo Island. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transplant this sun-kissed orange right here. That's why I'm in the middle of dig. So I'll dig this up real quick. I'll leave the root ball on there so I don't hurt the root ball. And then we'll go ahead and we'll set this in the ground over here. Got it? All right, well, we started to get a little bit of rain, so we kind of went to another project. I'm going to show you that other project. They're working on 3 projects here today. I'm working on the retransplant of the sun-kissed orange right here. I will do that. There's no hurry with that one. But we have the bird feeder pole. It's in place, and we went ahead and put the wind chimes on to just see how it fits, and I think it's doing great. Let me pull off our level that we have on the side. We got this really neat torpedo level that's got a magnet on one side, and you can just leave it on there while you're doing your adjustments. All right, well, this is done. It's installed. It's just waiting on the bird feeder, the water, and a little birdhouse. But we put the chimes on. See, chimes are on here, and I want you to see the little bird that I asked Otto to design for me, and he did. Now, before we go into the other projects these guys are working on, I just want to introduce you. I know you've met the folks before. This is a family-owned business. This is Grace, and this is her dad, Otto. And this is the name of the company, KMC Iron Works. And what I'm going to do, I am going to leave a link at the end of today's video on our description block. If you need any ironworks done, I got to tell you, this is the best team in town. They were the ones that did all the ironworks for the fencing. You saw all the wonderful ironworks inside the house, including the stairway. And I'm going to show you a couple of things right now that we just got done, and it's all custom. These guys do all the stuff custom. You just draw up a little bit of design, and they run away with it. And Grace is great about, she'll send you back a design proposal showing you what they've come about with their design, along with what you've asked for, and it's always been great. Now, right now, what the team is working on, yesterday, I didn't show you, this was my snafu. We had to cut down trim some of the tree back here because it was dumping all these leaves over here, and this is the opposing lot. And when the trees go over into yours, you're allowed to cut down. So that's what we did. We trimmed it, but when we trimmed it, we had a uh-oh moment back here. And let me show you the uh-oh moment. Oh, it's already fixed. I have to show you pictures. I took pictures, but they just corrected this. These 2 spikes right here, the spears, they broke off when a big limb fell on the, from up here, fell down upon the fence, and the guys came in and they did the correction on that. So we're good to go on that. I know I don't want to keep these guys too much longer. So what I'll do after they leave, I'll bring you upstairs and show you the modification we did to the master bath suite up on the 2nd floor. We had an issue with some of the way the plumbing was installed. When you buy stuff sometimes in the Philippines, even when you buy from big box stores, they leave out some parts, and I'll explain all of that when we get upstairs. Now, before I get back to this replanting of the plant from where the bird feeder pole is back into this area right here, let's go inside. I have one more thing that I want to show you. We had a little bit of a problem with the way they design some of those faucet sets. You remember when we did the self-standing tub on the 2nd floor, and then there's this really nice water feature, the real tall pipes that come up, and it goes over the side of the bathtub. Well, there is really not a lot of support at the top, and it opens up opportunities. If you were to bang into it really hard, slip in the tub or something and hit it, what it would do is a chance of breaking the pipe or where it goes into the concrete slab and to the foundation. So let me show you what we designed, what we came up with, which is a fix action for that to prevent it from any type of an accident occurring and breaking pipes or hardware. All right, this is what I was talking about. There was no support here before on the back wall. I'm not going to take this off because we just stuck it on here, and I got some screws that are going to go here. I'm going to put a piece of rubber here to protect any scratches and act like an insulator. But there was nothing here to mount this to the wall or give any support. Remember what I was saying was there's an opportunity if you slip in the tub or you bump up against this. Before, there was no support on the back of it, so down in the slab, where this mounts into the slab itself, that takes a chance of you breaking it and causing a leak, and then you'll have the same problem like we had before with a leak. And we don't want leaks inside the slab because it can go all the way through from this floor up here down to the floor below and start coming through the ceiling and cause all kind of mold and mildew problems. So anyway, what I have to do is I have to drill, let's see if you can see, I have to drill one hole through the center here, do a concrete mount screw, and put a little bit of rubber insulator inside here. Just cut a piece of like PVC, and Otto left me with the screws for here that will clamp and make this nice and tight, and then we won't have any problem with this. We've been kind of putting off taking baths back here to prevent any type of an accident, so we're good with this as well. I didn't realize how busy I've been today. I decided to put all of the papaya trees kind of centrally located. Remember, papaya trees are not forever. They have a lifetime that they serve a purpose. They provide you with papaya, and then they're gone, and you dig them up, and that's what we're going to do with these right here. That's why I kind of put them here, because remember, this is the area where the koi pond is going to go one day. So I don't want to put anything that's really permanent right here. So that's why they are here right now. So tomorrow we'll tell. I've got a little bit of wilting on here. I don't know. Remember when we put this one in, how bad this red lady papaya back here? Remember, I had to cut off all of the leaves that were on this part right here because they just looked really bad. So we'll see tomorrow. We have a little bit of wilting going on here, but not nearly the degree that this one had. So maybe this one's better. And I think what I did differently this time that I didn't do with this one over here, what I did here with these, is when I put the roots into the ground at the very beginning, I flooded it with water. Something that you want to do when you're doing a transplant is you want to make sure you have no air pockets around the roots. So what you do is you only put just a partial amount of soil when you backfill, then you flood it inside there so all the soil kind of breaks down and wraps around all the roots, and then you do a little bit more and you do the same, and maybe it takes 2 or 3 times, but that's what I did with these. And we'll see tomorrow will tell. Either tomorrow they're going to be like wilted like crazy, or they're just going to be in a semi-stress kind of a mode. We'll see. We'll do a follow-up on those as well. But again, look at the raised bed garden. The raised bed garden is kind of clear of all those papayas from over here. Now, let me show you what my gardener is working on right now. Now, if you look at these big bamboo pieces right here, this one and this one right here, and these bamboo pieces here, these are going to be part of the canopy. We're going to put a canopy here. You notice I relocated some of the cucumber plants. They were right over here in this corner. I relocated them there because we're going to put one of the bamboo poles, we're going to put it in this corner. We're going to put another one here. I got to relocate this relocated grape vine right here because it's right where we want to put another pole. So it's going to be 3. Same place where these poles are right here, the edge poles, but on the inside of the fence. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put one in the middle there, 4, then 5, 6, 7, and I don't think I'm going to put one in the center back here. I think what we're going to do for the canopy, when we make the connection from here to the next one, we're just going to do a long run back here. So we have plenty. I have a hole cutter, basically a round saw hole cutter, and what we'll do is we will, at one end or the other, we will make a hole with the saw cutter nice and round. We'll put a smaller piece of bamboo inside there to make the top pieces. So it's going to be a T, there's going to be pieces going across here. And then what we'll do is we'll get some canopy material, something like plastic fencing, and put it over top. So anything that vines, we're going to have grapes, we're going to have cucumbers, we have zucchini over there also. But anything that vines over here, some green beans, we'll be planting some green beans. And what they'll do, they'll be able to vine up, and something as big as grapes, if they actually do mature, they can go over the top and across. So we're going to have to find some more, because I think I really stressed these guys out, but they might come back. These were looking fairly good, but the grass back here was just compacted so much around them, and they weren't close enough to the corner, so I decided to put those. I don't know, we'll see what happens with these. We might be pulling these out, cutting them, and putting them back over here. I have a feeling that's what we're going to do. I think they'll survive, though. Well, anyway, today ended up being a quite successful day in the backyard. I got so many things done that I didn't expect to get all done in one day. I was going to do a very small amount of work this morning. But one thing about when you have a nice day today, by the way, today it's an exceptionally cool day. I think the low was 22 and the high today was 25 centigrade. So for Lipa, that's even cool for this time of year, but I think we have some kind of storm out to sea that's supposed to be going across some type of tropical depression. I think it's named Tropical something Jenny. I think that's what's going through here. And I think we're right in the center of the path of all that, but it's caused us to have a really mild day today. So I'm happy about that. Even though it was mild, I'm covered in mud and sweat, but I always feel good. I feel good when I get something accomplished, and the sweat, everything, it's all worth it. Again, I started with just a small task ago, and then one thing led to the next. It was like a contagious state of tasks today. I'm so glad the folks came in and got our shepherd's pole over here for the bird feeder and the bird waterer and all that. And we'll pick that up later, and we'll add that to the complement here. But right now, I just enjoy listening to those chimes. What a great sound. Well, that's it for today. We have a full week of stuff coming up. We have on Thursday, I have the meeting at the Rotary Club of Lipa South. So I will be doing that, and that is our last day of preparation before we do that big charity event to help folks that are less fortunate, that are in need of medical attention for like prosthetic legs, walkers, wheelchairs, canes, glasses, some examinations and things like that. That's going to be for the 31st, so don't forget about the 31st for that event as well. That should be a really interesting day. I have a planned, I don't have a planned day, but I have a planned event for us to go to a really neat nursery. Emily, Dave and Emily, remember, that are always here from the farm, they gave me the name of a nursery that's accredited by the Philippine Agricultural Department. They got 5 stars with them, so I'm excited about going down there, even though we don't really need a lot more stuff here. If it's interesting and it's something that you might like at your home and you don't know about this place, well, then you will if we have an opportunity to do that. So I'm not sure what day we'll be doing that, but that is part of our upcoming events. Well, that's going to be it for today. I'm tired. I need to go get a shower, and it's about dinner time as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream Heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right, and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.